Injuries are part and parcel of any World Cup, so apart from the three that are going to be training with you for a couple of weeks, is there another kind of other positions that you've maybe spoken to some individuals to keep them on standby?
Yeah, well, look, we've made lots of calls, particularly to people who've missed out. They're hard, and but part of the next reality is that when you miss out, everyone's still got a job to do, and keeping ready and keeping playing, but we have to manage some loads from some players in the next 4 to 8 weeks, and we've got to be smart with that. We've got the likes of I'll give you some examples, like a Josh Lord, who's been with us, specialist lock, played really well, missed out on the squad. He's probably another couple of weeks away from playing with his shoulder, so we'll be monitoring him really, really closely. You've got Joe Moody and his vast experience, and a pretty special man, been a great All Black, and I know he's desperate to come back and play again. And so we just felt with his time away, it's been the end of 21 was the last time he played for the All Blacks, and we just feel with him he's going to benefit from playing some regular time over the next 4 to 6 weeks, and really build up his body and confidence and his scrummaging and moving around, and who knows, he's the ultimate story for World Cups, isn't he, in 2015. And so history's full of players coming in and joining us during a campaign and making a massive difference. So that's just a couple of names but there will be a group. We won't make that public because you never quite know the ramifications and who you actually need when you have injuries in a squad and the stage of the tournament you're at, but we'll make sure that group of players knows.
Just on Morning Narawa, how's his back? Is he likely to be ready for the South African game?
Yeah, I think so. He trained. He didn't train fully with the team, but he moved pretty fully before the Dunedin test. We didn't feel we needed to test him in contact and all that sort of stuff, even though he wanted to. But we knew he didn't have to play that game, and then now he's with us. He's got this time here. He's got 8 days at home, and then we head over to London. We'll obviously reassess that, but we've got some options to cover it if he hasn't. But certainly, I would expect his name to be in the hat.
Do you expect Leicester to be an option for you in the midfield, given obviously Braden's injury and stuff? But do you see him as a genuine midfield cover option at Test level?
Yeah, well, I think we've got 4 midfielders, and so when you look through the midfielders, we've got really confident in the cover we've got there, but we know that Leicester has got the versatility to go into it. I'd probably see him more as a centre off the bench than a starting centre, based on I guess lack of experience with us as a starting centre, but certainly his skill set, and like I mentioned earlier, the chance to explore how we could utilise his role, be it starting or off the bench, will be important for us.
Someone like Brett Weber's coming with you. How close was he? How much did you deliberate on him forcing his way in?
Yeah, well, very close. It's a bit like the last squad, and it's we've got some quality nines at the moment in this country. We believe he's like a number of players that we know if we picked him that he'd do a good job for us. But we look hard at the skill sets we want, and we just really believe we've got the three that we need. I think there's a uniqueness around Cam. I know he's young, but he brings a left-sided game. He's a runner, and he can influence the attack around the edges a lot. And I think that I think Finn managed really well behind for parts of that test in the weekend where we weren't giving him any good ball really to play off, but it was also a very strong defensive effort, and he was a massive part of that. So we're just looking at the different strengths of our nines, and it's always tough on someone.
Jason, giving you a little bit at lock, do you see Shannon Frizzell as a potential cover there if you had any issues?
Yep, yeah, we do. Yeah, he can definitely cover there. Played some good games actually for the Highlanders too this year, so yeah, we've got no problems there. And
just in terms of that, I mean, Sam, we've talked about Scott Barrett's form this year, and you're on the record, saying he's playing the rugby of his life, but Sam Whitelock's right up there as well. It's particularly on the back of Saturday. How important a figure is he in this group, and just the way he's playing, and there's obviously the seniority.
Yeah, all of that. He's immensely experienced in the game. His game understanding in big moments is, phenomenal. Really, I think he got 4 turnovers as well. So he impacted in his own little way. So as well as doing his job pretty well in the line-out. So really happy for him to come back and start and play a good shift in that Test match. Great confidence booster for him and us.
Ian, is this group building towards something special? Is it the feeling you get after these first 4 tests?
Look, we're building. We've got to prove it's something special, don't we? And it's that's what World Cup's about. And we need no more reminders. And you look around the last few months with World Cups, and you look at the football, and you look at teams like USA getting knocked out, and you look at the netball, and that's sad for the New Zealand team there. But World Cups are tough because they come down to performing each week, and I've certainly experienced that at World Cups. So I think what I like is that the message that we've been driving and the tone we've set is about narrowing and just nailing our focus each week. And we tried to make no excuses for performances in the first 4 tests of the year. We categorically said that each test was vital for us, that we grew, and because we wanted to simulate the mental pressure that goes into World Cups. And so from that perspective, we're feeling like we're in a good place, and I'm looking forward to this time in Napier to breathe a little bit as a team and to connect a little bit off the park. And having 8 days at home will be nice, and mow the lawns and trim the hedges and do all that sort of stuff, and then hop on a plane and get really, really excited. But we're going with a lot of confidence.
You've got players like Sam will be 4 World Cups now, and then you've got people at the other extreme that's be the first World Cup for many. And in the coaching staff, you've been to World Cups and others won't have been to any. How do those experienced players and coaching staff members just get everyone around and explain how different a World Cup is?
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that over time, over the next 3 or 4 weeks. And the key thing is just to tell real stories. It's the art of storytelling and passing on experiences is critical. And because remember that some of those experiences aren't good, and you learn a lot from them. So, and I think it's been well documented. We've had a few of our legacy type players hanging around this team for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and they've been doing that. They've been telling some stories about World Cups. The thing that I really like is the blend of this group. I think that we've got more than 50% of this group is going to their first one, and so I think the injection of youth, the injection of some freshness and people who don't know about World Cups, and in some ways I don't want them to know too much. Just want them to go and play and enjoy it, and then there's enough experience on the other side just to make sure we deal with the realities of it. So I think it's a good group. I think it's an excitable group. It's got a nice blend of those 2 factors, and it also is a little bit forward-looking that there's players there that would like to think would do a great job in this campaign, and then they can actually form a foundation for the next one.
Cool. We'll wrap it up there, folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.